And then what this is all going to do, man, is this is all going to realign you with your purpose, what your goals are for everything, for yourself, and for why you want to get good at game. It's going to actually create that longing for the game instead of that like, oh, I'm out here doing this. And then what's going to happen is you go full force, you make a fucking, maybe like an animal sacrifice, maybe you like kill a goat or something, and you sacrifice something to the game gods. So here's what I'll say. So I'll tell you what the two biggest motivators are for cold approach pickup, okay? Here's the two biggest motivators. One is being at rock bottom, right? So when I discovered that you could go out and meet women and that this was like a skill that could be learned and it wasn't like I always thought it was, which was I always thought, oh, you know, my buddies are just, you know, they were born with the shit. I was not, and like I'm just that dude that's not good with women, right? So for me, when I discovered it, I was at rock bottom, legit, like in all areas of my life for sure, but definitely when it came to women. I mean, I think it was like 4 or 5 months before I discovered pickup, I had finally just like gotten a prostitute to break like a 2-year dry spell, you know? I mean, it was shit. And so for me, when I discovered pickup, it was like, oh, fuck, here we go. I can learn this. Let's do this. So that was a major, major motivator for me, was being at rock bottom. Now, the other major motivator, okay, number 2, and probably just as much, is actually getting results. So you've got the one end of the spectrum where you're not fucking anything. You have no prospects. It's like, oh my God, this sucks. I need to get out of this hole. Let me, you know, like Christian Bale in The Dark Knight, where he, you know, does all the push-ups and strength training in order to like climb out of the hole, right? It's such an epic scene in a movie. And so that's one. But then the other is you go out, you're doing this for a little while, and then you get a couple girls that you're sleeping with. And now you're kind of feeling on top of the world. And now you've got that new sense of, you've got that new lane that's now paved for you where you see success every time you look at a girl. So it's the brain, it's your brain versus the lane, right? So your brain needs to be able to see the lane. So basically, I'm now at a stage, because I've been in this for so long, I'm now at a stage where I don't look at a girl at the grocery store or, you know, walking by my house or something. I don't look at her and think, oh, you know, here, let me try to get in a set. Let me try to like, you know, get in some sort of a repetition. I now look at these girls and I think I could end up having sex with her. Like if I go talk to her, I could end up on a date with her. I could end up having sex with her. And it's because I've like proven to myself over and over again. And so that's what I mean when I say that results are also majorly motivating, okay? So as opposed to the guy that almost is, you know, where you're at, and you're not near rock bottom by any means. I mean, your life is on the up and up all around in all areas, but there is this part of you right now that you still haven't fully had the success that you want yet. And I know this because, we've obviously 2 boot camps now and then multiple calls and stuff. And so I know like right now you don't have a harem of chicks. You don't have like 3 or 4 like hot girls you're like hooking up with. So there is this part of you that when you see women, you kind of think to yourself a little bit like, is anything even going to come of this? Would you agree with that? Yeah. It's like you said it to me just a few minutes ago, that it's like eating your veggies. You're not pumped about it. You're doing it because you know you need broccoli. You know you need to be like talking to girls. So even though you're not feeling that fire and that motivation that you used to be feeling, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of, it can be, like I said, just a little unmotivating where you're not even seeing it as a possibility. That girl's coming towards you and it's just, here, let me try to overcome approach anxiety. Let me see what I can do here because I know it's good for me. But you don't look at the girl and think, I could actually be fucking that girl on Friday. So what you have to do, man, and I've been talking about this a lot. I was talking to my buddy about this to my buddy the other day, who he used to be like a wing of mine that we went out all the time. He was very dedicated to the game. And then he has since fallen off massively. He's just kind of had a darker period of his life, but he's really coming out of it now, and I'm really happy for him. And I said to him, I said, bro, and he turned his back on game. You know, he even started talking about how pickup's like a fucking scam and all this shit. And I told him, I said, bro, the game gods are mad at you, dude. Like, I've been talking about the game gods a lot lately. Like, I told him, I said, the gods are fucking angry at you, bro, and you need to make a sacrifice, dude. Like, you need to re-devote yourself to the gods of game, right? And so right now, what I would recommend to you is I would recommend taking like 3 days off, right? So today is Wednesday. So I would recommend, dude, honestly, I would recommend not going out this weekend. Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because right now you're in this place where you're just feeling like I'm just doing this to do it, right? So what's going to happen this weekend? You're going to go out with no passion. You're going to go out like, man, like, all right, I'm here at the club. All right, let me like try to like do some shit. Dude, I almost want you to go through the emotions of feeling bad this weekend for not being out. I literally want you to like miss the field. So it's like almost taking this whole next week so the next like 7 to 8 days to just focus on yourself. No fap. First off, do not fap. Okay, are you fapping right now? On this call? Listen, man, no fapping, no porn, okay? None of that. You got to be horny, and you got to also you got to re-tap into your purpose, man, and figure out and write down all of the reasons why you want to be good, like why you want to be a fucking god at game. Write down all the reasons. And I've had I don't think I talked about this really with you guys in the LA boot camp, but I've had a bunch of my boot camp students in the past do this, where I have them write down all of the reasons why they want to be really good at game. And it can be very noble reasons, and it can be very petty reasons as well. For example, the noble reason might be, I know that I want a family one day, and ideally, if I'm good at game, then I will be able to choose a woman of my absolute choice, a really hot woman that is very feminine, that takes care of me, and that will be the mother of my children. So that could be a very noble reason for why you want to get good at game. And then you could have a fucking petty reason, dude. You could have some petty shit where like, you have some enemy from high school and he's married to some ugly chick, and you want to like show up to some party with like this fucking model around your arm to like show that guy that he's a fucking loser. You know what I'm saying? Like any little thing that comes to your mind, don't judge your true motivations, right? It can be like, say there's like some Instagram girl that you're obsessed with. It could be like to fuck girls that look like blah, blah, blah. You know, it can be these smaller things, and then it can be bigger things, because I know that by overcoming my fear of approaching women, I know that now I will also be able to overcome my fear of other things in my life. So it doesn't matter whether, again, it's noble or petty. It's like, don't judge the reason, but write it all out, man. Over the next 7 days, it's like reset, do things that are really good for you. Like do some morning meditations, do some cold showers, do the workouts. I know you're super into soccer, play soccer. Do shit that's really good for you and tap into this purpose. And then even fucking walk throughout your day and look at these hot girls and think to yourself like, oh man, I can't wait until I can approach them again. Like 7 days, no approaching, no nothing. And then think, oh man, when I get back into this shit next week, I'm going to go all out. And then what this is all going to do, man, is this is all going to realign you with your purpose, what your goals are for everything, for yourself. and for why you want to get good at game. It's going to actually create that longing for the game instead of that like, oh, I'm out here doing this. And then what's going to happen is you go full force, you make a fucking, maybe like an animal sacrifice, maybe you like kill a goat or something, and you sacrifice something to the game gods, and then you go full force again, and now you do get some results, and now those results, aka that second motivator for you, is now motivating you and pushing you even more. Oh man, I got this one girl that I'm hooking up with, every week, twice a week maybe, but I want another one now. I want another one, and like I want a one night stand. Oh, this girl that I really enjoy hanging out with and hooking up with, yeah, it's great, but I want something fresh. I want a one night stand now. All those different motivating factors.